this is what we ended up with. So our system is going to be a Victron Multiplus 3000 inverter with the BVM 712 battery monitor, the MPPT 100/50 solar charge controller, and two 100 amp hour Battleborn lithium batteries. The reason why I went with Battleborn is they just have a great reputation. Full disclosure, when I went to buy the system and I mentioned that we have a YouTube channel, the gentleman from Battleborn said, hey, why don't you talk to our marketing team and see if they're willing to sponsor you guys or something like that. Reached out to the marketing team and they said, thanks, we love your style, but at this point we're not looking for anybody else for marketing. So we did get a little bit of a discount on these, but we're not sponsored by Battleborn. I didn't even get a hat. So if someone from Battleborn is listening, maybe a hat, a beanie, whatever. Anyway, so we did get two 100 amp hour lithium batteries. We went with the group C2 batteries because of the space that we want to put these in. If I had gotten the other full-size batteries, space would have been a little bit tighter. These group C2 batteries are a little bit taller, but they're definitely more narrow, so I can put them tighter in this configuration in the space that we need to go. So these, with the battery cables, these will connect to each other, and then one of these battery cables will connect to this fuse. Currently fused at 300 amps because eventually we're going to add a third battery. So 300 amp hours, 300 amps. Connect to the Multiplus 3000, and then it'll give us power. The reason we went with the Multiplus 3000 is because I've heard great things about this inverter. Our coach is currently 30 amp, so 3,000 watts, roughly 30 amps, doing the math. This will give us almost full power. One of the other things we're eventually going to do is once we add the second battery, I might actually see about taking and doing a second inverter just for some other stuff, so that if this inverter, like if we've got our RV in deep storage, we can take this inverter offline and then still keep a smaller 1,000 watt inverter for just some small things. Maybe even not 1,000 watt, maybe just like 500 watts. Haven't decided yet, still need to do a little bit more research. But anyway, so this is our system. This is what we're going to be putting in this week. I might have to split this up into about 2 different episodes because the other part is also up on the roof. We got to put the solar panels in. Got 4 100 watt 12 volt Renology, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it, Renology solar panels, and I have one 260 watt 24 volt solar panel that I was able to actually get from a source here in Southern California. He's selling off used solar panels. They're only about a year old. So I got one solar panel. It's a great deal, less than 60 bucks for one 260 watt. Now, why am I not doing all 260 watt panels like that? Space. That one panel, you'll see in a minute, that one panel is huge compared to the 100 watt solar panels. So 4 100 watt panels, 400 watts, one 260 panel, 660 watts of power. You saw me have to do the math in my head real quick right there. So 460 watts of solar. Doing the math, talking to the guys at Battleborn, with this solar charge controller, this system, once we have added a third battery, we'll be able to boondock, dry camp, whatever you want to call it, for a long time. So we're really excited about our system. We will still have the generator, but I really hope to not have to run it. So, all right, that's what we got. I've got a few things opened up here in the RV, and first thing I want to show you guys is the path that I'm going to have to use to get the cables from the solar on the roof down to the MPPT charger and through to the batteries. So right here in this void right here is where the microwave normally is. I went ahead and removed it because I noticed there's a cable coming down from the roof. that's this cable right here. And this is the small solar panel that's up on the roof. We'll show that in a little bit. But this is a small solar panel that's coming down from the roof. It's just spliced in here, and it goes over to the little control panel here that tells you right here when the solar charging, when the solar is working and the charger's on, that little light lights up. So basically it just tells you when it's receiving solar, because it's only a little 12 volt solar panel. So it's a small panel. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this existing hole right here. We're going to cut that in, and then through this hole back here, we'll take you in there real quick. There's a hole right here, if you guys can see it, where all of the cables and everything go through. Well, I was able to trace this above the kitchen sink here. Above that cable comes in and then goes behind the wall in there. Yep, it's kind of a mess. Down under the sink. So there's down here, basically goes straight down, across, under where the furnace is, through that little box right there, and then into where all the electrical is. So that's where all of these cables are coming from. So what I've learned from process of elimination is the orange cable is the power coming in from the plug on the outside of the RV, and that comes from the cable. So when you plug in the cable to the pedestal or the cable to the generator, that's what you're plugging in, and that gives you your 110 volt power into the distribution box here. The yellow cable goes back up into the air conditioner, and then the 3 white cables are your basic Romex for all of your other outlets. I think, as far as I can tell, it's like left, right, and then there's one that goes for the appliances over the kitchen. So these all follow that path up. And see here, here's that yellow one. That yellow one goes up in here. And where does it go? Right to the air conditioner. So, and those white ones are all right here. They go to all the outlets down here. So what I think I'm going to have to do, because that hole right there looks kind of tight to run the wire through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another hole next to it into this same cavity in here, and pull through one of those open voids into that space. So let me go this way so you can kind of see. It's dark in there. Sorry, guys. But you can kind of see where the cables come through over there and then ultimately go over there. So more to come on this. It looks pretty good. You happy with it?
It looks good.
Yeah.
Nice and simple and clean, easy install.
Yep. So Carlos has been helping me out for most of the day. He had to work this morning, but he's been helping me out most of the day. So we've got some more work to do tomorrow. Got a shopping list, but day 2, here we go. That's the gray tank. Black tank's a little further over there, but yeah. Both of them. Neither one of them do I want to disturb in a way that is going to cause me to become moist. Not in the... Yeah, I'll just leave that alone. Anyway, but yep, this is where I'm working. So you see back over there, that's the battery isolation manager over there. It's kind of a mess down here, but that's what we got to do to get this thing going on the road with all the solar. So more to come. So here's the battery isolation manager. This is the tray that the generator sits on. That's the generator. And it's slid out about a foot right now. So what I plan on doing is I plan on mounting this right here. This is the bottom side of the coach. This is basically, I'm sort of right underneath the dinette right now. But here's the connection point where it goes. All these wires kind of go back. This number 2 wire that you see here goes into a loom and goes back that way behind the camera to the where I was mentioning is the original house battery, the original coach battery. Sorry, chassis battery, coach battery, whichever one. The one for the house battery. So this here is where I plan on connecting the number 2 wire. And then to the battery isolation manager, I gotta go buy this wire now. Probably just a little 1-foot jumper to go from here to that battery isolation manager, and then the battery isolation manager that just kind of slipped away from me will feed the Battleborn batteries and get them charged. All right, so I installed the Victron display right up here, the BVM12 Smart Display. I put it right over our little controller, so that way, we have level test, and I can see, battery percentage and stuff like that up here. I have a quick recommendation about that, though. So, according to everything that I read, it is a 2-inch hole, and everybody said that a 2-inch hole saw would install it just fine. I used a 2-inch hole saw. It did not work. In fact, I was using the Milwaukee 2-inch hole dozer. For those of you guys that are familiar with that product, it's a great product. I love it. I use it all the time. In this situation, the 2-inch version just did not make the hole the right size. I was going to have to either sand it out or something. It just didn't work. So I took a risk because I know that there is a plate option to go above this, to go around it. That gives it a little bit more of a square finish, but I wanted to try to keep it round, so I figured, well, worst case scenario, I'll just use the square bezel. It actually worked. I went with the 2 1/8 inch hole dozer, and fits beautifully. As you can tell, I'll pull it in a little bit here. Yep, it's a nice fit. I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup around this edge because that's the just the remnant of the hole. But and then there's some sticky silicone stuff up here. I'm not sure what that's from, but yeah. So that is the BVM12 Smart Display, and as you can see, if I scroll through, we have infinite hours right now because we're pulling solar. Our main battery bank is 13.38 volts. I have not connected the auxiliary battery, which is the starter battery, yet. That's next. But we're pulling in roughly about 17 amps. We're pulling in about 200 and something watts. I'm putting out 0 amp hours. And my batteries, there you go. Once again, we're back to 100%. So anyway, that's what I've got. I want to send a very, very special thank you to my cousin Carlos. Thank you, Carlos, for all of your help. Some of his friends that were there with us that were lending physical support and moral support, especially his really cool, very supportive girlfriend, Alyssa. Thank you so much. And Miles, thank you very much for all of your help. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys and all of your support helping us get the motorhome ready to go. So Lynn and I are going to take the next couple weeks off. Probably our next video will be just after Christmas. And we'll give you guys an update on Christmas presents, stuff like that. And then we'll let you guys know what to expect in the new year. Yeah, so that's all I've got for now. I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Whatever. Thumbs down. I don't really care. And hope you guys all have a safe and happy Christmas. For those of our friends celebrating Hanukkah, this should be, what, the 4th night of Hanukkah? Something like that? 5th night of Hanukkah? Can't remember. But happy Hanukkah to our extended family and family that celebrate Hanukkah, and to all of our friends that are celebrating Hanukkah also. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being part of our journey. And looking forward to a great new year. Talk to you soon. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, don't touch your face. Here goes Carlos.
He doesn't want to go.
There it goes.
Adios.
There's your neutral. Whoa!
You can't really do that one, huh?
Well,
We'll have to use a wrench.
here, let's just loosen up the battery.
Yeah.
Sometimes things happen.